Alright, so I think in my online TOEFL course I have about 8 or 9 practice tests I need to listen to right now. The first of which is from Pretest, who completed independent speaking practice test number 26. Alright, so how are you today? And I'm going to listen to your independent speaking practice test 26, right? So it says, do you agree or disagree? Your friends are the most important influence in your life. Use details and examples to explain your opinion. Okay, here we go.
I do agree with the statement that friends has an important influence on person's life. Statement that friends has an important influence on person's life.
I'll say friends have an important influence on people's lives. So you can use friends plural and then people plural, so both of your nouns are plural there.
Because the friends are the one to whom persons spend their most of time, and it's human nature that
are the one with whom people spend most of their time. I would say it like that. With whom people spend most of their time.
With whom we spend more time, we're influenced more by them. For example, one of my friends is addicted of alcohol and smoking. He started alcohol and smoking at 18 years of his age.
Okay, he's addicted to what now? I know smoking.
Alcohol and smoking. He started alcohol and smoking at 18 years of his age. But
you saying hookah? Hookah smoking maybe?
After meeting me at 25 years of his age, he just quit smoke and alcohol because he was influenced by my
I'm not sure that second idea there, what you're saying.
Company. And this is very important for him because addiction of alcohol and smoke is not good for his health.
Okay, of course it isn't. Alright, so let's take a look here. So on this one you're having some delivery issues. You're not clearly pronouncing some of the words in there. Maybe even you're having some language use issues also. So I'm going to put you at about 2.5 out of 4, 19 points out of 30 on this practice test. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, let's see what we have next. I got a little behind in grading my practice test. I was evacuated from my home last week due to the Blue Cut fire in Southern California, so I got a little bit behind. Okay, here we go with the next one. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Ben Chen, and I am Michael, the founder owner and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And I'm going to listen to your integrated speaking practice test number 2.
The reading passage and the speaker give examples about how internet has affected our civilization.
Okay.
First of all,
I like that. Your introduction, very organized. You're combining the main point of the reading and the listening passage together, so that's a good strategy.
reading passage contends that the internet affected us negatively.
I would say contends the internet affects us negatively. There's no need to use the past tense there. You can summarize this information using the simple
For
present.
example, a 13-year-old child who met a child molester in a chat room on the internet was raped repeatedly by the man.
I want to see the word raped. Was raped repeatedly.
On the other hand, the speaker claims that the internet has
So I like your use of the on the other hand. I think that's good because you're showing a contrast between the disadvantages of the internet mentioned in the reading passage with the advantages of the internet mentioned in the listening passage. So very good choice of words there to show that difference.
positive effects both economically and educationally.
Okay.
For example, a Japanese bicycle company could expand its market internationally by selling its products online.
Okay.
Also, elementary school students could go on the internet to listen to various types of music to help them remember the concepts taught in their music classes.
Okay, so let's take a look here. What do we got? I think overall I liked your organization, particularly with your introduction. Then you moved to the points in the reading along with the points in the listening. You're using transition words in there to show the connection of your idea, so that's good. Still, you're having some minor delivery issues with some minor pronunciation things you want to be careful about. For example, the word raped. That's a longer vowel, A, raped. Topic development was good. So, I think it's possible you could get a score of 3 on this. So I'm going to put you 3.0 out of 4, 23 points out of 30 on this practice test. Okay, let's go to the next one. I'm almost caught up, so I still have 2 more practice tests that were submitted yesterday, and then all of the other ones submitted were within the last 24 hours. So this next one, okay, let's see. Lavender. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Ravender K, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. So how are you today? So if I'm looking at it correctly, you did number 4, am I right? So if you were moved to another city, which city would you choose? All right, let's see how you answered this question.
If I could move to some other city in my country, I would like to move to Delhi, which is the capital of India. as there I get the chance to get more opportunities and facilities.
Still not very focused. You're saying it's the capital of India. You'll have more opportunities and possibilities there, but I recommend a more specific direction from the beginning. So you might say this. You want to be a little more specific. You might want to say, well, because of the educational and the employment opportunities, if I had to move to another city, I would move to this city. So now you're focusing around two areas. There's maybe educational benefits of moving there. There's work opportunity advantages of moving there. Then you focus around those two ideas.
First of all, in Delhi, I will get the chance to meet with people not only from my country but also get the chance to interact with the international people.
So you need more of a general statement. Say, first of all, if I move to this city, I can enlighten my cultural knowledge, or I can improve my personal interaction with other people or something. So you need a more kind of a specific idea around which you can frame that idea.
The second reason I'd like to move to Delhi is because there are more facilities in terms of better healthcare system. You can enjoy.
See, that's what you should have said in the beginning. You know, the healthcare. You like the healthcare. You want to meet new people. So then you'll say, you know, because I can meet new people and there's a very good healthcare program there. If I had to move to a new city, I would move to this city.
Life because of more amusement facilities. Also, there are better education system. So for these...
See, you're trying to bring in too many points there. You don't have enough time. You're not going to give a lot of examples in there, so I wouldn't even bring up that third point.
Reasons I would like to move to Delhi if I ever get a chance.
So don't bring up a topic if you don't have enough time to support it. That is a topic development issue. So I think with language use, you probably need to be a little more specific with some of the vocabulary that you're using. You do have some delivery issues, so make sure when you're speaking clearly into the microphone, so sometimes it's a little bit hard to hear what you say. Your score here, I'm going to put you at 2.5 out of 4, 19 points out of 30 on this practice test. Okay, let's see what we have now. I think I have a pronunciation pretest coming up here. Okay, we got Vinny. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Vinny26, and I am Michael, the founder owner and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. Now, if you can do me a favor, try to post the independent speaking topics. Try to pick some from my website so I can know exactly what the speaking task is, because part of the test is to see if you can read it, identify the different parts of the speaking task, and then make sure you organize your response accordingly. So here you just say favorite place to hang out, but I mean, I know what the question is based on how you said it, but you see what I'm saying? So pick some of my independent speaking tasks. Now, if you pick something outside of my website, copy and paste the entire question in the speaking box so I can see exactly what's it asking you to do. For example, if it's a favorite place to hang out, what if it said this? Describe your favorite place to hang out. Why do you like hanging out there so much? So to me, there's two parts of the question. First, you have to describe the place first, and then talk about why you like to go there second. So I have to make sure that you're accomplishing whatever the speaking task is.
My favorite place to hang out is city center because of two main reasons. First of all,
again, two main reasons. Everybody says that. It's not predictable. It sounds like you've memorized your introduction and your score is already going lower. And I've only listened to 7 seconds of your response. Think about it. So go to speaking lesson number 2 of my online TOEFL course. In that particular lesson, Vinny, I will give you some tips on how you can create a more sharply focused introduction.
this is a place for shopper's paradise.
You say the word place. A. Need to make that vowel longer. It's a place to hang out.
There is everything for everyone. Like there are different varieties of food courts where I can taste the different types of authentic food. Also, there is a swimming pool where I can relax myself. In addition to this, there is a small Disneyland where my children can play.
Nah, see, you're bringing up too many different ideas here. You're giving at least 3 reasons, but you're not fully supporting each of those points. So I would focus a little bit more instead of bringing up 3 reasons, maybe 2, and then give some very specific examples to illustrate those 2 things. And that's showing me that you can use specific vocabulary for a specific purpose for an extended period of time. You're not just mentioning something then moving on to the next point. You're taking time to develop the idea. And that shows you have good language use and good topic development.
Can spend some quality of time with other children. Second of all, this is a common place of my city. That's why my old college friends often visit there. We have a long chit chat. We are playing games and remembering the nostalgic moment of our college time. And this not only helps me to rejuvenate myself, but also helps me to distress myself from my daily hectic schedule. That's why I feel the city center is the best place to hang out.
Actually, I see what you're doing. So you gave the examples underneath each of those headings. So let me take a look here. So I gave you some suggestions on how you can create a little bit better organization from the beginning, right? I think maybe some minor issues with delivery. So if I were you, I would spend a lot of time in the pronunciation part of my course. In addition to that, make sure you're watching a lot of TV, maybe 3 or 4 movies a week, and really make an effort to speak English as much as you can. It's tempting to speak in your own language, but until you get really proficient in English, I wouldn't do that. So your focus right now, really speak a lot of English. Your score in this task, I'm going to put you at 2.6 out of 4, 18 points out of 30 on this practice test. Okay, let's move on. Here goes the next one. This student, very close to 26, she scored 24 points out of 30 in the last TOEFL exam. So let's listen to her right now, see how she's doing. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Dieta79, and I am Michael, the founder owner and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. So you just completed an independent speaking task number 112 or 112. So it says, some people do not mind traveling for work as long as they get paid well. Despite the high pay, others prefer not to travel for their job. In fact, they would rather be paid less so they do not have to travel. Which opinion do you agree with and why? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Let's start over. It froze up on me. Give me a second. Yeah, hi there, Dieta, and I'm going to listen to your independent speaking practice test number 112.
I always prefer not to travel to my work because this helps me to save time and money. First of all, I can save a lot of time when I live close to where I work. For instance, I work in a community pharmacy.
Let me check your pronunciation and languages here.
First of all, I can save a lot of time when I live close to where I work.
Okay, so when I live close to where I work, very good control of your language use.
For instance, I work in a community pharmacy which is only 5 miles away from my apartment. I don't spend more than 15 minutes every day to go to work.
I think you said spend. Let me check.
Away from my apartment. I don't spend more than 15 minutes every day to go to work. This helps me to save a lot of time, and I usually spend this time with my family and my kids.
Okay.
Moreover, I can save a lot of money when I work close to where I live. For instance, I don't spend more than $100 to go to work. However, if I worked in a far place, I might spend around $500, which is a lot of money. Which is why those are the...
Well, make the connection here, because why are you paying $100 versus $500? You're paying maybe $100 a month because the gas mileage is a lot cheaper because the distance is much shorter. So you want to make that connection a little bit more clear.
Reasons that make me prefer not to travel to my work.
Okay, overall, I think except for the very end when you talked about the $100 versus the $500, you could probably have made that connection a little bit more clear. But overall, I think this is a solid response. You had good delivery for the most part, not too many problems. You have pretty good control of your language use and topic development. So I'll put you at 3.1 to 3.3, 24 to 26 points out of 30. So what I see, this is what I see. You're having more trouble right now, in my opinion, that when you do speaking task number 4 and 6, both of which are integrated academic speaking tasks, it's a little harder for me to understand what you're saying when you're talking about those academic topics. That is the issue. So the question is, what can you do to speak more clearly when you're talking about those academic things? That's what you want to work on right now. All right? Okay, let's go to the most recent one now. I'm up to 15 hours ago, so I'm almost caught up with the practice test. And like I said, I always like to do them in order. So the one that was completed, the oldest speaking task completed, I will grade first, and then I kind of go from there. Okay, so this student completed the pretest for vowel and consonant sounds. So what I'm going to try to do here, the student will read some pairs of words and then answer some questions at the end, and I'm going to try to figure out which vowel and which consonant sounds the student is having the most trouble. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, here we go. Let me check my phone right now, make sure nobody's trying to get a hold of me. I typically turn it off. Okay, it's pretty quiet. Okay, here we go. Okay, here it is.
Hi there, hi Michael. This is Gerardo. First of all, I would like to say thank you in advance. This is my first pretest, so let's begin.
All right.
Lesson 7, both, grown, grow, honor, over, father, top. Lesson 8, pat, pot, map, mob, tag, talk, and on, mac, mock. Lesson 9, bright, brown, broil, lie, loud, loyal, pipe, pound. Lesson 10, gate, get, late, let, make, mate, met, blade, bled, then. Lesson 11, meet, met, pit, leap, set, sit.
This is trouble.
Hit.
Number 11.
Hit.
Big trouble.
Lesson 12, look, luck, took, tool, toe, could, cool.
Trouble.
Lesson 13, match, mash, chip, sheep, feature, shaft, chair, share. Lesson 14, of, half, fine, vine, fan, van, wafer, waver. Lesson 15, how, habit, who, rehash, behavior, hate, badman, beaten, important, brightening, hat-track, attributing. Lesson 16, major, measure, fragile, fraser, legend, lesion, engine, assure, large, Asia. Lesson 17, cake, cake, sing, sag, came, game, cap, gap, lake, lag. Lesson 18, learn, rear, better, ludash, ragged, other, right, light, committed. Lesson 19, base, flap, cap, gap, lap, bay. Lesson 20, lies, sip, so, maze, Elisa. Lesson 21, multiply, rubber, example, pressure, principle, number, people, philosopher. Lesson 22, volcanism, writing, maximum, question, summer, reason, chance, often. Lesson 23, deep, cart, tight, train, drain, fat, thin, dream. Lesson 24, tie,
big trouble.
bread, breed, teeth, throw, toe, word, and wordy.
Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and talk to him. I got to give him some feedback right now. So he actually has a lot of problems with some of the vowel and consonant sounds of American English. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Gerardo, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-Step System to Pass the TOEFL IBT. So thank you first of all for joining my online course, and also thank you for posting your pretest, because this is how you get better. The way you get better is you get feedback. As long as you have a good TOEFL IBT speaking specialist who knows how to evaluate your speaking and your pronunciation, you will be able to improve. All right, first of all, now if I were you, get out a pen, maybe some paper. I want you to take some notes. So based on the pretest, here are the lessons I want you to focus on the most in the pronunciation area of my course. Lesson number 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 19, 23, and also 24. I think those lessons are the problems that you're having to deal with the most right now. Now, I recommend, Gerardo, make sure that you go through all of my lessons at least one time. As you do the pronunciation lessons, read out loud with me, right? Read the videos, read out loud at the same pace, with the same tone, with the same rhythm, and really make sure you're pronouncing all the words correctly as I say them, and that's really a good start in the right direction. Now, there's one more thing that we want to do. In addition to doing the pretest, I think that you're also answering some personal experience questions, which gives me a chance to evaluate your intelligibility. So the question is, how intelligible are you on a scale of 1 to 7? 1 means that I cannot understand very much of what you say, and then 7 means I can understand everything and you speak like a native speaker. The question is, where do you rank on that scale? That's what we're going to find out right now.
Part B. Answer the following question. Don't write an outline or practice your answers.
Okay.
Speak as naturally as you can. Number 1.
Speak as naturally as you can. If you read that again, it's naturally.
What is your educational background and your work history?
Okay.
So I study communication and focus in public relations. Nowadays, I work for the government.
Now, you said I study. Do you mean that you're studying it now, or you studied it in the past? So it's not very clear based on your use of the word study. I'm not sure if you're trying to talk about a past action or something that's happening on an ongoing basis. So be careful about your language use, and particularly how you use your verb tenses.
At the Ministry of Economy of my country.
Okay.
I live in Peru. What else? Many years ago.
So, usted es de Perú y yo soy de los Estados Unidos, right? So, hablo español y tú estás aprendiendo el inglés, right? So, I speak a little bit of Spanish, not much, but at least not much anymore. It's been a while.
I work for many different advertising agencies too. So that's all I think.
Again, I work for, or I have worked for many advertising agencies. So again, if some of these agencies you no longer work for, right, but you did work for them in the past, but you are working for a new advertising agency now, or advertising agency, probably the present perfect is the most appropriate verb tense to use.
Why is it important for you to improve your speaking and pronunciation?
Remember the word you, not Jew, but you. Why do you want to improve your English?
Abilities of American English. Well, there is a mainly reason.
There is. Let me go back to what you just said.
Or many different advertising agencies too. So that's all I think.
Okay.
Number 2. Why is it important for you to improve your speaking and pronunciation abilities of American English?
Again, that word abilities. Not abilities, but abilities. Pit, peat, mit, meet. So you're having a little bit of trouble with that abilities.
Well, there is a mainly reason.
Instead of mainly reason, I wouldn't use it as an adverb. So there's one main reason why I want to learn English.
Because I am looking for an MBA in Germany.
Let's say I'm looking for an MBA program in Germany is probably a better way to say it.
Yeah, that's why. Because I want to improve my English. And of course, because I love English.
Okay.
I love music in English, TV series in English. I really love this language.
Yeah.
Finally, number 3.
Y me gusta mucho hablar español, right? So it is. I remember learning Spanish many years ago. It is. It's fun. It's fun to learn a new language. It's good for the brain, really, I think.
What do you hope to achieve in this course? In this course? Of course, pass the course. Yeah, I'm looking for...
You want to pass the TOEFL exam, but what does that mean? You need to be very specific here.
19 points to reach my goal.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 months ago, I have got 60 points.
Okay.
But I need 79 points.
Okay. Now remember, 60 to 79 is not easy. You have some pretty basic English skills right now, so you're going to have to work really hard. It'll probably take at least 2 to 4 hours of practice every day for probably at least 2 or 3 months before you're going to get that goal, before you can make that progress.
Well, that's all. Thank you so much.
Alright, so now let's get into what your intelligibility is, and I will include a link in this discussion thread to the intelligibility scale that I use to grade you. So the good news is, generally you understand how to put together, I think, words into sentences and ideas and so on. But you're a little bit limited. I think that you have some limitations with your grammar, and particularly with your verb tenses. So I think that's something holding you back. You also have a fairly strong non-native speaker accent, as I pointed out, and there are some things that you can do to improve right now. So your score, I'm going to put you at about 3.9 out of 4, or out of 7, on the intelligibility scale, which puts you at intermediate level in your speaking and pronunciation abilities of American English. You don't want to be here. Your goal, when you do the post-test in the pronunciation part of my course, Gerardo, your goal is to try to get to 5.1 or higher on my intelligibility scale. And if you can do that, that means that you have a very good chance of getting close to or higher than 26 points, I think, on the speaking section of the test. Does that make sense? All right. Okay, now I just need to paste this one thing in there for him, then we'll move on to the next one. So the pre-tests take a little bit more time, as you can see. It's complicated to diagnose someone's pronunciation problems. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, I got at least one more. That's probably good enough for right now, and then I'll call it a day, at least with the speaking. I also have about 83 emails I need to check right now. And so it goes. The life of a TOEFL IBT speaking, writing specialist. This is what we do every day. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Marcelok, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-Step System to Pass the TOEFL IBT. and you completed independent speaking practice test number 138. So it says, there is a wildfire approaching your house and you must leave immediately. What is the most important material possession that you would take with you? Use examples and reasons to support your opinion. Now, crazy. Why did you pick that one? That just happened to me. Crap. Last week we had the Blue Cut Fire in Southern California. I teach at California State University, San Bernardino, and the fire went up through the pass and it got within a mile of my house, and my wife was at home and she had to leave immediately. Why? Because a sheriff came up to the door, knocked on the door, and the police officer sees my wife and says, leave. Go now. Take your belongings and leave. So the first thing she put in the car was our son. Of course, right? And then some other documents. Okay, let's see what you have to say here. Here we go.
The most important possessions I will take with me are my laptop and my external disk. First of all, in my laptop I have a lot of information from my previous projects and the information I was researching.
Okay.
So, for example, I can continue in the future doing my job without losing all the data I was working with. In addition, in my disk have external information like backups or some programs I need to work. Overall, because of that, I think that I will take my laptop and my disk as my most important materials.
So as you're saying that, just wanted you to say, so if a wildfire were approaching my home, I would take these two items with me. Maybe say it kind of like that. So you're restating the purpose of the speaking task. All right, let's see what we have. So overall, I think you're pretty organized, I think, in your response. So you talked about the two things, you gave examples why. So also pretty good control of your language use, didn't seem to have too many problems with your grammar, your vocabulary. You had some minor delivery issues in there, and that's pretty much it. Delivery, you can work on intonation. That's pronunciation lessons 36 through 40. That's definitely one thing that you can work on. You're doing a little better with your pausing and your phrasing, I think. Your score here, I'm going to put you at about 3.0 out of 4, 23 points out of 30 on this practice test. I think that's it.